You've probably seen the offer, right? Gold, just sitting there in a Dubai vault, and it's available for a massive discount. Sounds like the deal of a lifetime. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this very, very tempting offer and show you why it's almost definitely too good to be true. Look, let's just get this out of the way right now. This is the single most important piece of advice you need to hear. If someone comes to you with an offer like this, your first move, your only move, is to just stop. Full stop. I don't care how professional they seem or how convincing their story is. And here's why you hit the brakes. When you actually understand how the gold market in Dubai really functions, an offer like this isn't just a good deal. It's basically an economic fantasy. It just doesn't make sense. So let's get into exactly why that is. First up, let's examine the bait, the offer itself. It's perfectly designed to get you excited, to get you hooked before your logical brain has a chance to kick in and ask the hard questions. So this is the pitch, right? A seller tells you they've got a whole bunch of gold, and get this, it's already conveniently located in a Dubai vault. And the best part? They're willing to sell it to you for a whopping 7% less than the global spot price. They'll have a story, of course. Maybe it's a deal that fell through, a logistical quirk, whatever. And on the surface, man, that sounds amazing. Okay, so that's the fantasy. Now, let's bring it back down to earth and see how this offer completely crumbles when you hold it up against the reality on the ground in Dubai. This is the stuff the scammers are praying you don't know. You have to understand, Dubai has one of the most active, most liquid gold markets anywhere on the planet. I mean, you've got the world-famous gold souks, you've got these huge internationally accredited refineries, and they are all buying gold over the counter every single day. They are a guaranteed buyer. And they don't just buy it, they pay top dollar for it. Any legitimate seller right now could walk into that market and sell their physical gold for cash at a price that's only about 1, maybe 2% off the international spot price. There's no need to go find some special private buyer. The market is right there, ready and waiting. And this, right here, is the giant, gaping hole in the whole story. Why on earth would anyone choose to take a 7% loss selling to you when they could literally walk down the street and sell that exact same gold to the open market for tiny 1% loss? The answer is simple. They wouldn't. It makes absolutely zero financial sense. So, okay, if the offer is a logical impossibility, what is actually happening? Let's dissect this thing. Let's look at the anatomy of this scam, because it follows a very, very predictable pattern. What you're dealing with here is something called a paper gold scam. And the most important thing to get your head around is that you're not actually being sold gold. You're being sold paper. You're being sold a story. And that story is propped up by a mountain of official-looking but totally fake documents. The actual gold? It either doesn't exist at all, or it's tied up and belongs to someone else. And the playbook is pretty much always the same. Step 1, the impossible offer to hook you in. Step 2, they'll flood you with fake documents, refinery letters, warehouse receipts, you name it, to make you feel confident. And then step 3, the real goal. They ask for money up front. They'll call it an inspection fee, an export tax, a release fee. And the second you send that money, poof, they're gone. And so is your cash. All right, enough of the doom and gloom. Let's shift gears. Let's talk about how real, high-value gold transactions actually go down, because a legitimate deal looks and feels completely different from these scams. Real gold deals are all about proof and process. There's a proper, verifiable chain of custody. The gold always comes with an official assay from an LBMA-approved refinery. That's the London Bullion Market Association, the global gold standard for this stuff. Payments are handled securely through the banks, using things like a standby letter of credit, an SBLC, or a documentary letter of credit, a DLC. And guess what? You're not going to see any crazy, illogical discounts. So here's the bottom line, the thing to remember. Legitimate commodities don't need some elaborate backstory. The value is right there in the asset itself, and that value is proven through a clear, boring, verifiable paper trail. If the person you're talking to is focused more on the story than on the proof, that's your sign to just walk away. All of this really leads to the final piece of the puzzle, which is making sure you are working with a legitimate, professional, and trustworthy partner right from the very beginning. You see, a trusted firm isn't some anonymous number on a messaging app. It's a real business. It has a range of professional services, wholesale trading in lots of different commodities, commercial brokerage, maybe even strategic consulting. It's a real, diversified, professional operation.
So when you're checking out a potential partner, here's your mental checklist. Are they officially licensed in a reputable place? Is the company led by a real named expert that you can actually look up? Do they have a physical presence in a major business hub? And do they operate with total transparency? These are the signs of a serious player, not some phantom scammer.
And that really brings us to the final, most important takeaway. The next time you're looking at what seems like an incredible opportunity in the commodities world, I want you to ask yourself one very simple question. Is this deal built on a fantastic story, or is it built on verifiable substance? Because at the end of the day, only substance is going to protect you.